All right, guys, welcome back. Earlier on today, one of our community members on Discord wanted to know a little bit about what's going to happen with Bitcoin. Like, he just asked me a question: what do you think the probability is? Are we likely to go up or down? So I want to talk a little bit about that. He wanted to know about friend.tech. I will talk a little bit about that as well. And he almost ended up buying some fake base coin. So I want to warn you a little bit about that, and I'll tell you how you can possibly obtain some at a later date. But right now, remember, there is no such thing as a base coin, right? Base token. So number one, let me start off with Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin, obviously we saw a nice little pump. That's all great, nothing to worry about. On the weekly, the indication is great. So, you know, it's looking like as if we are positive, but we haven't had a proper confirmation. The only candle we had was the opening candle from Sunday midnight, which was still a positive candle because we had a positive day yesterday. So that made it look like as if we've got a confirmation, but it's not. We need this candle to continue until Sunday and be green in order for us to confirm that we are moving forward. On the daily, we have kind of hit the upper band on the RSI, so we are looking at overbought territory. That means we are going to see a significant dump. It could be a grand or two, whatever, right? So that dump is already happening as far as I know. So in the morning, when I made the first video, because I did actually make a video, and then I thought, okay, I'm going to disregard that one because that one was okay, but it was just talking briefly about well, I'm still going to be very brief here as well about friend.tech and BTC. At that time, BTC was around 27k. So I'm not too concerned about what the market's doing, as I said, right? So market wise, daily, we do have this resistance level around the $28,200 to $28,600 level. I'll just say the 28,600 because that's the upper band. So we have to beat that on the daily in order to be bullish, right? Other than that, as I said, we're currently in an overbought territory, which is a bit of a problem. Now, another thing that may affect Bitcoin as well is the current FUD that we have in the market, right? So there's a lot of FUD going on, and some of it may be true, and it may not be down, well, you know, FUD at all, right? All right, it is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But the thing is a lot of the news that's there, some of it is true. For example, the situation with Binance, there is some truth to it, and Binance is cutting jobs. What's happening, we don't know, but we did make a video previously where I said, look, Binance is trying to be squeezed out of the market. So that's what's happening there, and it's just kind of unfolding. So I did kind of predict this months ago, where I originally made a video and I said, like, Binance is getting a squeeze, right? So that's what it is. So that's what I believe this is happening right now. They're trying to drive Binance out of the US because you don't want, when you're trying to take control of crypto, right? So the institutions or the regulations or whatever want to take control of crypto. Last thing they want is a foreign entity, like for example Binance, to be there and kind of dominate the market, because they are dominating it right now. On the spot trades, they own pretty much 50% of all the trades globally. So you can imagine they're trying to drive them away. And I mean, they're still going to exist. I'm not saying they're going to completely go away, but US is going to be a bit of a problem. Also UK, they've already exited anyway, so I'm not sure what's happening there. They're coming back or not. So Binance, for that reason, if you do see the link under the description, so I have upgraded that. There's a description there. I've kind of updated that link, and I've put a little thing where they're not in the UK anymore. So of course you can still use it, but they're just not a UK company anymore. So it's a lot more harder for people in the UK to buy, sell, trade, do whatever. So just be cautious about that. Another one that's going on is Bybit as well. So Bybit may be exiting UK as well. So Bybit will be a little bit difficult for people to use in the UK. Again, if you're doing just crypto stuff, you should be fine, right? So remember, the decentralized stuff that we do, like crypto to crypto stuff, whether it's USDT or whatever, we can still move around, do whatever we want. It's a matter of exiting, right? Entry and exit. That's where the blockades are happening. So Binance, there's no issues if you're going to do it all with crypto. You've got no issues at all. But when it comes to fiat, so you want to exit or you want to buy some with fresh fiat, that's where the problems are. So I do recommend Coinbase right now for safety reasons, even though Coinbase was not my #1 exchange. Again, for volume, they're not great. The other day, I wanted to sell some USDT. I put a limit order to sell USDT at current asking rate. It took forever because the liquidity is just not there. Whereas in Binance, you go there, you press the button, boom, it's gone, right? So it's a lot more fast, I'll put it this way. So there are significant difference is. But I'm still ignoring all the news, even though there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. I am ignoring them. However, they will put a lot of pressure on the market. The other thing is FTX has been approved to sell the FTX liquidation fund, right? So they have like, I think 3 billion or something like this. So they have been approved to sell this, right? So they will be selling like, I don't know, 50 million or 100 million dollars at a time. So that's going to be impacting the market as well. So, this pump, I don't know where it came from, right? But yes, on the technical levels, we did have to protect that line, and it was protected. So all of that looks great for me, technical level, right? But then on the news side, didn't really see anything. So we could potentially, as I said, go to the 28,600. That's the highest level potentially, right? I'm not really betting anything on it. But then we could also go and test that 24,900 again. So just be cautious. I wouldn't really jump into anything right now. Okay, let's go to the next part. I want to talk about friend.tech. Now, friend.tech, remember the website is friend.tech, nothing else, right? So if anybody else is promoting that to you, that's a scam. They're trying to take control of your wallet. So friend.tech is based on the Base network, right? So Coinbase's Base network. And it's basically a social network that connects to your Twitter. And when people, so you've got to go and buy keys. So when you buy a key, the key will allow you to talk to that particular creator on a private chat and whatnot, right? So it's like a private group. So through that, you only pay once, by the way. So you only buy a key once, and you can buy as many keys as you want. Now, I'll tell you more about the key in a little second, right? But understand this. So you get to do so that way. Basically, say for example, I create a video, right? And I'm just going to give you a real world scenario here. So I create this lovely video on YouTube, but I don't want everybody to watch it. I just want a particular members to watch it. So I can then post that link on the friend.tech chat, and everybody gets to see it because it's a private chat for a group. So that's what that is. Now the keys are quite significant, right? Because one key gives you access. So of course you can get one key. But what I have noticed, and I bought 3 keys just to test the market and see what's going on. Because as soon as I got the keys, and by the way, you can't join friend.tech unless you have an invitation code. So, the invitation codes, as soon as I sent them out, I put some on Twitter, and people started coming in and buying straight away. So I saw a bunch of people coming, like I think it was 12 or 13 people entered straight away, immediately bought a whole bunch of tokens, and then as soon as other people were buying, they were dumping it. So I said, well, okay, I need to understand why. So I bought a second token, and I realized the price increased. So I bought a third token, and I realized the price also increased. So that means that right now, for example, on friend.tech, the one I've opened, right, on that particular one, I think there's about 6 or 7 people holding. Yeah, I think so. I can't remember, right? 6 or 7, because it's fresh. It's fresh. So early adopters of this key get to benefit the most, because what I've noticed is some people have exited, and they've exited after somebody else has entered. So that means a few dollars here and there, right? So they probably bought it for $1 and they ended up selling it for $1.50 or something. And it's very fast. That's what's been happening, very fast. So people have been making money buying and selling keys, right? And there's no objection for you to buy or sell. Also with friend.tech, the wallet address they give you, you can actually export the wallet address to your private address or whatever, to a private wallet or anything like this. So they're not in control, right? And I love that about them. But as I said, it's just a social network. But there is this kind of a lucrative opportunity for early adopters. So for example, if 10, 15, 20 people go right now and pick up some keys, then the next bunch of people that come in will be paying a premium, and of course everybody else is in profit. So you buy and sell like this. So that's what I've noticed anyway. It's more like shares, literally like shares. That's the simple way to put it, right? And it's a few dollars. When I first got it, it was a few pennies, and then I realized it went to a few dollars anyway. So that's what it is. So that's that, friend.tech, right? Now I want to talk about Coinbase's base token as well, but I'm going to drop one more thing here as well. So previously, a lot of you guys may have seen me on Discord, especially. I posted something regarding deso network, right? So deso network is also on Base, right? And they do have a coin listed on Coinbase, because Coinbase is a massive investor in them. So they are also a social platform, but they are more of a social platform stroke Kickstarter, if you want to call it. So for projects that want to get funding and whatnot and this and that, you can actually do it on deso. So what I've done is I've created the paradexes DAO token on deso. and I've just left it there. I didn't advertise or anything, I've just left it there. So there's an opportunity there for people to actually go and start picking those coins up, because then you're now starting to fund the project, number one, and you're also getting this token, and this token gives you governance right as well. So you have XYZ amount of tokens, you can go and vote and propose, do whatever you want basically. So it's completely open in that sense. Now that bounces back to Basecoin, right? Let me explain about Coinbase's Base token. So Base currently is only a protocol. It is not a coin. You have to understand this. It is not a coin. They kind of launched the Base protocol exactly the same way as Arbitrum did, or exactly the same way as Optimism did. Because remember, when they first launched, they didn't actually give you a token. So when people went and used the protocol, like you go and say you buy a bunch of paradexes token, or for example, you go to friend.tech and you buy and sell whatever, depending on the volume that you have used, in the future, if they do an airdrop, then depending on how many transactions you've done or how much funds you've moved, and that, let me explain this to you as well in a very simple way. Imagine you go and you spend $1,000, right? I'm just going to give you a rounded figure, $1,000. So you put $1,000 in, you bridge $1,000 in, and you bridge $1,000 out. That pretty much counts as 2 transactions, right? Because you've done 2 transactions. So in that manner, like pretty much. But even then, if worst case scenario, you say, okay, 1 transaction because I only had 1,000 there. Well, you can bridge in and out, or you can buy and sell, whatever. And because you're doing those changes, right, your values constantly kind of updating. So imagine you had $1,000, but you did 10 transactions with that $1,000 of $1,000 each time. So you went 1,000 in, 1,000 out, 1,000 in, 1,000 out, whatever. That actually equates to $10,000. And if you did that 100 times, that's like $100,000. So as an airdrop, a lot of the people on Optimism, a lot of the people on Arbitrum did the exact same thing and ended up getting a massive airdrop of that value, because you did $100 worth of transactions. All right, because that's what shows volume, shows a little bit of liquidity as well. Mostly liquidity is what's inside the protocol. Obviously coming in and out, you're just doing volume, nothing more. So that's how you would actually get an airdrop potentially if they do release a coin. Now I do have to warn you, from my personal opinion, knowing that Coinbase is a publicly listed company with actual shares in the stock markets, right? I would be a bit cautious. I wouldn't be too bullish about it, but there's a 50-50 chance that they might not launch a Base token for legal and regulation reasons, right? Because remember, they're a listed company, so there's a lot of technicalities there. They might not be able to do something like this. However, if they did manage to do it, then win-win for everybody. So that's what you have to think about. Do not jump into anything, right? Just understand that that's how it works. Of course, paradexes token is there, you could go, but for the paradexes token you need deso token, or you need, I think, USDC, I believe it is, and I think BTC and XYZ also works as well. But to enter the protocol, you have to have deso token on the Base network. Now wallets, I would recommend MetaMask, absolutely fine. You can use MetaMask, but it is a little bit expensive. Not, I mean, peanuts literally, but point of view, right, is a bit expensive because it's using somebody else's thing. You can use Coinbase's decentralized wallet, which is called Wallet, literally. You can use that. And what else was it? There was another one. So I also use Brave browser. Now Brave browser has its own built-in extension, Brave Wallet, so you can actually use Brave Wallet as well. In fact, my Brave Wallet, I did something else quite clever. Well, not clever, but just, you know, just wanted to integrate it. So my Brave Wallet actually has my MetaMask. So either way, if I log in with MetaMask or if I log in with Brave Wallet, it's the same wallet, so it recognizes me. That's like kind of easy way for me to do it rather than having too many wallets. I've just imported the wallet and I'm using it directly on the Brave browser. That way it just kind of, you know, seamless for me. So that's what I'm doing. That's how I am doing it. Also, with another thing I wanted to quickly mention, so if anyone does pick up the paradexes token on paradexes DAO token, that is, on the deso network, then bear in mind that when we launch paradexes, the tokens because they're kind of low value, just because we're doing this as a fundraiser. 10 of those tokens, because we've got 210 million on the DAO and we will have 21 million on the thing, so you have to divide the 210 million into the multiplication, whatever. Basically it's going to be about 10 tokens per main token of the paradexes, because it's 21 million against 210, so you have to understand that maths as well. However, I have priced it very low. There's been a few transactions, so it's priced very low. I think it's like a penny or something like this right now. So yeah, you know, and you can use Ethereum as well, but anyway, it's like a penny or something now anyway. So that's that there. We're hoping to raise around $500,000. If we can raise $500,000, that will basically solve all the problems, and then that would give the paradexes main token a massive liquidity as well. And of course, deso is also working on how to port the DAO token, or whatever you can call it, like the governance token that we've created, right? So they are working on ways to port it and probably list it on an exchange as well. But right now you can actually buy, sell, trade straight away. So if someone contributes, you can contribute to the project. At the same time, you can actually sell the tokens as well. All right, so here's a fun part. Imagine you go and spend $100 on the paradexes DAO token. You spent $100 to buy the DAO token to support the project as a fundraiser, right? The funds that you spend arrives to the paradexes wallet. There's a wallet set up for paradexes. It arrives there. You receive the token immediately. There's no restriction on the token. That means you can now go and sell the token immediately as well. So imagine you bought it for $100, price now is $110 for your holdings. You can actually sell it. That does not impact paradexes at all. So bear that in mind. It's a plus point. Again, I'm not giving you any financial advice, guys. I'm just telling you what the facts are, right? That's what the fact is. So that's what it is. But yeah, just be careful. Be careful what you see. Base is very hyped up. I'm very bullish on base. I would definitely love to get some base myself. Deso, I'm really bullish on Deso. I think Deso has a great opportunity. Friend.tech, they don't have a token, but they are kind of hinting that in the future they might. So all these transactions and everything, they give you some points, right? All these movements, all these trades, whatever you're doing, they give you some points. And I've got a feeling these points will be converted to tokens at some stage, because a project without a token doesn't make sense. Base without a token doesn't make sense, right? So at some stage, I've got a feeling they will. But with base, as I said, it's a 50-50 chance, solely because of they are connected to the regulations a lot. With the friend.tech, not so much. Deso already has its token, and Coinbase Ventures is one of the biggest investors there, so they're not going anywhere as far as I'm concerned. So these are ones that I am bullish on, because I can see that, okay, if they do, if a bull run comes or anything, there's a potential there for something good to happen. So that's one of the reasons why I'm looking at those ones. Yeah, but other than that, guys, market wise, I wouldn't touch anything right now. I wouldn't pick up anything. I wouldn't buy anything. I would wait. Personally, I would wait. At least give it a week and a half, so that we can get that weekly confirmation. Daily, the data is there, is volatile. I'm not too concerned about that. Weekly, I am concerned. It is showing bullish signs, but that might be rejected at any second now. So let's see what happens. Listen, we could easily see the market go sideways until the end of September, maybe even middle of October, maybe even end of October. But around that time is when we want to start kind of picking back up. So let me, on the previous video I actually mentioned this as well, but I didn't release it. Let me explain this to you. So I've recently started to dump all of my assets, all of my liquid assets. I had to dump them. I had a bit of a financial situation. It's a family member thing anyway. I don't want to talk about it, but also other businesses as well. So I needed a cash injection ASAP, like last week, right? So it was an ASAP cash injection. That meant I had to dump every asset that I hold in order to get this, so I can resolve my issues right now. So I did that, and I asked friends and family and got whatever I could as well. I'm still short, but that's mine up. I've got more coming anyway, so that's cool. So, but I've dumped them because I know that, you know, I don't need it right now. Market is going to be volatile right now. It might dump, right? I might, you know, it could easily go back to 24k. While I've got a chance, I might as well do it. So while the market's a bit bullish, I thought, right, I want to get rid of whatever I got, and then I'm going to obviously solve my problem, and then in the next 6 to 8 weeks, you know, I should be back to normal so I could re-enter again. So when I re-enter again, at least I know that I'm going to be in a better time, better position. Now the market could go up by 10%, by all means, I might miss 10%. But if the market is super bullish, 10% missing out is nothing, because I could easily make more money during a bull run, right? Does that make sense? I know right now you know, even though we are in a technical bull run, right, but we're not bullish, if that makes sense, right? So for that reason, I don't see a reason why I need to hodl or anything like this. That's the reason why I've just dumped. But if I, you know, when the market starts moving, deso is definitely, as I said, one of my top picks. I've already got some. I'm going to pick up some more, but a very small amount, guys. Very small amount. I'm talking a few $100s worth, right? But I will pick up a little bit more. However, as I said, I would definitely be looking at base when the token releases, and for that I will be reserving a significant amount. However, in the meantime, if I do have liquid assets, I will be interacting with the base network as much as I can in order to get the airdrop. So that's the only reason. So yes, I might lose 2%, 3%, 4%, 5% of the entire transaction over a period of time. Right, you know, say if I invest $1,000 and I do like 100 transactions, I might lose $100, right? But I think that's okay, because by doing 100 transactions, I've actually done $100,000 worth of transactions. So in that sense, if I've lost $100, it's nothing. Does that make sense, right? So it's all in the maths, basically. And then the potential is high, obviously. If I do get a nice airdrop, then of course that's a lovely little bag to hold. So that's how I'm looking at this. But other than that, I hope this video is informative. It's 22 minutes now, and I hope this helps you. I would have shown some screenshots and everything, but there's no point, guys. Just open up your trading view, you'll see exactly what Bitcoin is doing. Last I checked, it dumped, right? I haven't checked anything after that. It's really, like, right now, what's the time? 9 o'clock right now. So yeah, I mean, I can't show you charts right now anyway. And I'm hungry, I want to go and order something. So adios my amigos, I'll catch you on another one very soon. And also, please just let me know if you want something, then I'll post something on video. But if you don't, then honestly right now I've got a lot of kind of situations going on, family, this, that, whatever, and a lot of stuff that's kind of doing my head in. So it's been a lot harder for me to just sit down and make something or even think straight. Honestly, I'm just, because there's so much going on, so I'm just trying to resolve all of these and then move forward. So I hope this video was informative. I apologize again for the lighting, and I hope the audio is okay. Other than that, I'll see you on another one very soon. Adios my amigos.